Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. It is Friday the 27th of December. I hope everyone had a good Christmas and a almost New Year. Today we're going to do the final episode so far of the reading the files of Resident Evil games. This is going to be the DLC of Resident Evil Village, or 8 Shadows of Rose. This is set 16 years after Resident Evil Village, so it's the first Resident Evil game / DLC that's set in the future. It stars Rose Winters, and she's basically can't really cope with having her powers, and she wants to get rid of them. So that's essentially the premise of this. So let's go through the files and let us have a look. The Megamycelium. Miranda's research claims that the Megamycete preserves the memories of people who passed away within its area of influence, absorbing them into its own vast consciousness. We also know, based on our previous encounters with the mold, the people who are contaminated with the Megamycete are connected in some kind in a kind of mold network. It's like a social network. If we extrapolate from this, we can surmise that subjects with a strong affinity to the Megamycete should be able to use the network to connect to the memories of the dead within the Megamycete. It should be possible to verify this theory using the lab's Megamycete sample we collected 16 years ago. So they still had this sample for 16 years. We just need a suitable subject with a proven connection to the mold. Unfortunately, this presents a problem. Our organisation's policies prevent us from directly contacting civilians who are infected with the Megamycete. Certainly the ethical reason is understandable, but it has rendered the confirmation of this theory impossible. It pains me to think of how much mankind can stand to benefit from this preservation and indexing of human consciousness. The possibilities of preserving or even reclaiming great minds. Perhaps there is some way of cutting through the red tape. And that is in the laboratory of the castle B1 on the small whiteboard next to the door. So that's essentially where you start off in the game. Like as soon as you're in control, it's in the lab. How to preserve rabbits. To create art, simply add to the rabbit's carcass. Decay is not an issue. Note, spruce them up with a bit of makeup. It makes them seem more alive. That is in the treatment room of the castle B1 on the table in the eastern corner of the main northwest room. The Liquid Void. It's a grand honour that you could bestow upon me such an important task. I can report the Liquid Void you provided has some splendid properties. Its most obvious use is for my dogs on their hunt, aiding them as they pursue our quarry. It also does wonders for slowing down and coiling the rabbits. Some may have even been foolish enough to stumble into it and then completely engulfed. With this, I am certain I'll be able to fulfill your expectations and get you the results you so desire. That was in the bedchamber of the castle, on the table in the middle of the room. I need to combine some things. I can use these things and combine them together. Herb plus chemical fluid. That makes a full hill. gunpowder plus chemical fluid. That makes handgun ammo. There might be more items that I can combine. I need to do whatever I can to survive. That was in the northern stairwell of the castle, on the chest of drawers opposite the top of the stairs on the second floor. On Mutamycete distribution, I have found a means of dramatically destabilizing parts of the Mutamycete network by introducing a disruptive force to block all auto-inducers they use for communication. For example, the hard-packed cores of mold known as sclerotia began to break down on a cellular level and disintegrate when thus disturbed. Sclerotia form when the Mutamycete develops in new locations, serving as a sort of anchor point or foothold. They are often associated with a patch of liquid void through which the mold is spread. When the autoinducers of the sclerotia are disrupted, it begins to break down. Any liquid void connected to the sclerotia will also disintegrate. It would appear that destabilizing the sclerotia sends a signal indicating the location that location is no longer viable for Mutamycete habitation, triggering a full-scale retreat. So it's basically saying, like, because you can use Rose's powers once you get the first upgrade for her powers. She can kill off these like sclerotia things and unlock a new path, sort of thing. That's in the workshop of the castle roof, on the workbench on the north side of the room. Lamar Duke's diary. I do not recall a single thing. Not who I am, nor how I came to be. I know nothing. My memories are as broken as the face I hide behind the mask. All that remains is this feeling, this hunger to see others in pain, the despair in their eyes, the sounds of their screams. Who will be my next quarry? I have my minion to do my bidding. He has many faces, but no brains within those skulls. He is my best hound, and he will chase those rabbits down. That's the things like the Duke is basically evil in this one, and he has this it's kind of a stalker enemy, but you don't really see him much, and you only have to he's only the boss in the castle level. So yeah, it's interesting that they made the Duke evil in this one, but this is all in the Mutamycete. So yeah, and that's in the salon of the castle, on the table in the northwest corner of the room. On movement distribution. As previously discussed, dispersing the autoinducers within a Mutamycete's network can have destabilizing effects on the mold. These effects can also be observed in beings formed of mold, rather than cellular disintegration observed in the sclerotia. However, this instead presents as a dramatic slowing of movement, practically freezing the being in place. If other bodies on close proximity of the target, this distribution can spread, but only within a very limited sphere of influence. That's in the dressing room of the castle, on the desk in the north side of the room. That's the thing, because you can also slow down enemies as well. However, try not to use it as much on enemies, because you got a certain amount that you can do until you can refill using white sage, white herbs. The Gallery of Despair. Welcome to the Gallery of Despair, a wondrous display of those who succeeded in obtaining at least one mask. Set your sights upon those chosen few, whose final moments of despair are preserved forever in this gallery. Witness in this collection the light of life from a different perspective. That was in the southeast wing of the castle, on the table on the northeast area of the passage. That's basically telling you about the painting gallery. You need to collect paintings and put them in a specific order, and then that will give you, I think, either a key or an item you can use in the castle. Shotgun shells should help. Gunpowder and rusted scrap, and that's how you make shotgun shells. Pipe bombs, gunpowder, rusted scrap, and herbs. I saw a shotgun in the dining room. These should help me escape. Now it's in the terrace room of the castle, on the east side of the table in the middle of the room. So it's basically saying you can upgrade these if you use these. Little girl's diary, and now this is in the second stage of the DLC, the House of Beveriento. January 5th. Today was my first day at school. I always wanted to go. I'm going to give Chris a big hug next time I see him. That's not Chris Redfield, that's like a different one. But then again, they might be, because it's in the Mutant Mycie, they might be using like names of like people's friends and stuff. There are so many kids my age. It's like I walked into a TV show or something. I was so scared when I had to introduce myself to the class, but I was still super duper excited to be there. I'm going to make so many friends. I'm going to try and talk to them tomorrow. January 8th. I try to be brave and talk to some of the other kids, but no one wants to talk to me. Schoolwork was super easy. It's all stuff I learned with Mummy. But I guess I shouldn't answer all the teacher's questions. The boy behind me said something really mean. My hands go icky with white sweat when I panic. It was really bad today. February 10th. Today the teacher yelled at me for always carrying my hanky. She says I'm not a baby anymore. The boys at school kept saying I'm icky. But I take a bath every other night. I always wear clean clothes and bring a fresh new hanky every day. It's because of the stupid white sweat. Whenever it starts coming out of my hands, I wipe it off right away. But sometimes it won't wipe off, so I basically hold my hanky really tight. Chris even told the teacher that it can't get anyone sick, but it didn't change anything. April 4th. There's a bit of a gap in it. Someone finally talked to me. Lucy from my class. She always wanted to be friends. We are going to have lunch together tomorrow. I can't believe it. I'm so happy. I hope Lucy's friend Catherine will be my friend too. That was in the elevator hall B1 house, on the small desk in the northwest area of the room. To-do list. To do. Decorate the living room. Done. Get wine. Put it in the dining room. Yep. Rose's other present is in the study, hidden, and that's in home, on the small round table next to the couch in the living room. So after you, well, not after you beat, but about 3/4 of the way through the house, you trigger a flashback scene where you get transported back to the Winter's home, like it was at the beginning of the main game, to give a bit more like backstory on like Rose and that. Mia's letter. Ethan, don't forget Rose's half birthday is on the 2nd. I'm going to make an amazing cake, so you better all eat it. In fact, I'm going to make a cake for every special occasion we have. I want you to take lots of pictures for our family album. Well, that's nice. Now, is this even though it's like all fake because it's in the Mutant Mycie, would that be like the actual Mia or fake Mia? I'm not quite sure. And that's in the house, on the round table at the far end of the landing, next to the door leading to the spare room. Rose's half birthday. February 2nd is Rose's half birthday. Half a year in the blink of an eye. I wanted to capture this moment, those feelings, so I wrote something special. I may have gotten a little sappy though. I feel embarrassed if anyone stumbles across it. So it's safe in the sideboard for now. The key is behind my favourite photo. And that's in the home. Examine the laptop inside the study. That's the thing is like, You get the key and you unlock the drawer. Reading that letter, which is actually a cutscene, it basically ends the house section, and it puts you in the Bavariento house again for the final boss. Well, the actual boss stage in the cast in that house, which is a shame because they should have let that be an actual a file as well that you can collect. It should have been. On this realm and its laws. The Megamycete absorbs all the memories of life within its reach, but there are laws which govern this world within it. It seems worthwhile to catalogue them as they become apparent. 1. The memories that comprise this realm does not strictly reflect to reality. 2. Only those who are attuned to the Megamycete in life retain control of their faculties here in this realm. This aligns with the understanding of the Megamycete as revealed to me in its visions before my death. Who is it talking about there? Is it talking about Ethan? Is it talking about the Duke? Or is it talking about Miranda? Yes, my death, my physical body is gone, absorbed into the Megamycete, and yet I do not despair. For this fate has granted me fascinating insights. For those years I strived have continued to strive. They are not for nothing. My memories, the memories of consciousness, understanding and knowledge I accumulated in life has transferred to the Megamycete, where it serves as a source of power within this realm. If I can harness this power, I believe I can use it to affect the thoughts and memories of others. Of course, it's hardly a perfect arrangement, with so many minds and memories gathered here, finding and retrieving a single person from amidst the rabble. Isn't that meant to be rubble, not rabble? Has proven an immense challenge. Her memories are here, yet is dissolved. Perhaps that is needed is the right vessel to which to hold her. And of course, I know the perfect vessel, the only real candidate for in all my years for searching, Rosemary Winters. So that's basically Mother Miranda, who's written that letter. And that was in the Pit Laboratory, Deep Stratum, on the small table in the southwest corner of the area. So these are because when you're in the pit lab, you get all the lore, all the nice lore on the recreation and manipulation of memory. I have been experimenting with the possibilities of manipulating and reviving the consciousnesses stored within the Megamycete. When a person dies, their consciousness is stored and preserved, but over time it becomes diffused and diluted, spread thin throughout the Megamycete and mixed with other consciousness and memories. Extracting and reassembling an individual who has thus diffused has proved a monumental effort. As an experiment, I decided to see what would happen if I used different individuals' consciousness to create an entity. Results. The results are fascinating. I gathered fragments, re-spooled the threads, and succeeded in creating an individual, birthed anew in this realm. A success to be sure, but while his unusual physique resembles a man I once knew, he was possessed by a deeply warped psyche, and was missing a portion of his face. This is talking about the Duke, because he was a helpful figure in the main game, but when they recreated him from memory, it basically made the bad version, and it was disfigured, so he had to wear a mask. Conclusion. While manipulating memories to create a person is possible, the creations are flawed and unstable. It will not be possible to manufacture a suitable vessel for this way. So this is another way that Mother Miranda wanted to create a vessel, basically using the memories from the Megamycete. That was in the pit laboratory again on the east side of the main workbench. On the vessel synthesis. I had intended to duplicate Rosemary Winters with the hopes that a perfect replica might serve as a suitable vessel. However, the results were less than ideal. It would seem that some sort of interference is preventing me from creating a suitable replica. Instead, I have succeeded in making what is essentially a living doll. It resembles the real thing, yes, but it has no power. Such a pathetic husk could never prove suitable as a vessel. I will continue my efforts in hopes of discerning the source of this interference. Several hypotheses has come to mind thus far. 1. The fact that Rose herself is still alive. That's probably why you can't do it. 2. Some other actor within this realm. 3. A flaw in my methods of production. None of these seem specially likely to be the sole reason, nor are any of them easy problems to solve. Perhaps my best hope is to somehow bring Rose into this realm. Were she to offer herself as a vessel would be so simple. Additional observations. Further experiments with Rose copies, as I've taken to calling them these husks, have yielded another interesting wrinkle to pursue. When subjected to situations evoking extreme terror, they actually begin to express some semblance of Rose's abilities. This warrants more research, and I think that my first creation, the Masked Duke, is just the one to perform this stress test. So I basically made the Masked Duke to like lure these husks, these like fake roses in, and like whoever's the strongest one will be the new vessel for like Ava and recreate Mother Miranda's baby. But obviously these husks all died because they basically failures, and they decide. So Mother Miranda wanted to try and lure the real Rose into the actual Megamycete realm. So she basically faked it so Rose would go into this realm, and then Miranda would confront her inside the Megamycete. Again, pit laboratory, Deep Strom. On the collapsed furniture in the southeast corner. That was already done this one, yep. Recently written report. It would seem that at some point during my experiments with consciousnesses, an intruder made herself at home in my realm. The intruder was none other than the failure Evelyn, who has been running about enacting her own pitiful agenda, which has led to a slight disruption in my own plans. Had Evelyn not interfered, Rosemary Winters would have been on the verge of despair, disappointment, possessed of her will to live and her Megamycete powers. Instead, a new passion burns within her. I shall have to extinguish it. So in other words, yes, Evelyn is actually in this film, and she is the like one of the bosses that you have to destroy. There's 3 bosses in this game, and that was basically putting a hold on Miranda's plans. Her being around. That's in the pit laboratory again, on the east side corner of the main workbench. Weirdly scrawled note. That pull I've been feeling is close, but I can't go any further. I thought that I had made it when I saw that blue light, but no, not quite. If only I'd been braver, faster, stronger. So close, I was so close. passageway Deeper Stram on the ground in the northeast corner of the passage. So that's on your way to the actual final area. Rural text. Black God, which lives in us and in which we live, create for us a new world. It befits your will, as befits your will. Your dark consciousness holds for us a second chance, graciously offered and joyously accepted. You drink the blood of the lost lamb as it falls upon your darkened earth, not to destroy but to preserve, and once again deliver unto life. And that's in the cabin up on the pedestal, so that's the final one. And then you basically confront Mother Miranda again. You have to do a basically a run away section, and you get put into a boss fight with her, and then you get sent out of the Mutamycete once you defeat her again. Which is Miranda really dead this time? We do not know. We do not know. So that has been it for the file readings of Resident Evil games so far. No, I'm not going to do the extra files in Resident Evil 4 Remake, like the comms files and the challenges files, because even though they are part of the story, they're optional. And the Resident Evil 5 extra files, which will take too long to read because they're basically bios of characters and enemies. But all the story files has been done for all the Resident Evil games. They're basically like up to current events, essentially. So the next Resident Evil game will be Resident Evil 9. I think there's been no announcement yet, so I'm just waiting on that. And I suppose I don't know, about a couple of months, like 6 months to a year, after the game's released, this site will be updated with its files and information, and then I'll be doing a file reading of that and the DLC if whatever happens with that. But like I said, we had no there's been no reveal trailer or any information out from the official Capcom lot for Resident Evil 9, so we're gonna have to wait on it. So at the minute, this series is done for now. I hope you've enjoyed it. Tomorrow I'll be having a Chris Clan update. It will be the November 2024 update. Actually getting record 2 videos tomorrow. One will be for Sunday afternoon. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.